On a rainy night in London, Azim's nervous Turkish nephew Ekrem carries out a plan to harm Soyka, a Russian man in Azim's barbershop. Ekrem locks the door, closes the shades, and changes the sign to closed. Despite Soyka's attempts to escape, Ekrem slits his throat, leading to a painful death. In a different location, a disoriented Russian girl named Tatiana seeks help in a convenience store. The clerk, mistaking her for a drug seeker, notices blood and calls for assistance. Tatiana collapses, and at the hospital, doctors perform life-saving surgery for her baby, who survives. Tatiana unfortunately passes away. Nurse Anna announces the death and cares for the baby, then heads home after her shift. On Christmas morning, Anna's mother, Helen, wakes her for breakfast. Anna confesses to taking a diary from a deceased girl, and her uncle Stepan disapproves, insisting on keeping the girl's secrets buried. Anna asks Stepan to translate the Russian diary, discovering a business card for a Trans-Siberian restaurant while skimming its pages. Anna visits the restaurant, claiming to be a midwife, and insists on discussing Tatiana with manager Semyon. Despite being closed, Semyon lets her in, expressing regret over Tatiana and offering to translate the diary. Anna agrees to bring it the next night. Before leaving, Semyon ensures he knows where she works. Outside, Nikolai arrives at the restaurant with Azim and his wife. He admires Anna's motorcycle, inquires about selling it, and invites her to the party, but she declines. Unable to enter the party as a driver, Nikolai offers her a drink, but she speeds off without answering. Later, Anna returns home for dinner with Helen and a somewhat drunk Stepan. Stepan questions how long she'll stay, expressing disapproval of her ex-boyfriend and making a hurtful comment about Anna's baby, upsetting her and angering Helen. Back at the restaurant, Kirill receives a call and signals Azim. Nikolai drives them to the barbershop. Inside, Ekrem talks about football tickets, and Azim directs him away. They find Soyka's body in a freezer. Kirill jokes about the frozen corpse, emphasizing their close bond. Azim scolds him, but Kirill hands over cash, equating it with respect. Nikolai thaws the body with a hairdryer, retrieves Soyka's wallet, and hands it to Azim. After asking them to leave, Nikolai and Kirill dispose of the wrapped-up corpse in a river from a waterfront. Meanwhile, as Anna prepares for work, Stepan and Helen caution her about the diary's sensitive content. Stepan mentions words like rape, prostitute, and needle. Elsewhere, police discover Soyka's body. The lead inspector, noting Soyka's Vori Vizakone tattoos, identifies him as a captain of the criminal brotherhood. Inside Soyka's jacket, a note catches the inspector's attention. Anna brings Tatiana's photocopied diary to Semyon's restaurant early, apologizing for the timing. Semyon accepts her inside and postpones translation until the next day, breaking his no vodka rule. Anna declines to share her address but suggests returning for the translation. As she leaves, Nikolai arrives with an intoxicated Kirill. Semyon closes the door on them. Nikolai, using Kirill's key, helps him inside. Kirill, too drunk to stand, rests on Nikolai's foot. Disappointed, Semyon kicks Kirill, asserting control. Outside, Nikolai finds Anna struggling to start her dead motorcycle in the rain. Offering a ride home, he denies knowledge of a pregnant Tatiana. Upon reaching her home, Anna questions his motives. Nikolai insists the ride is a Christmas present and departs. Anna discovers Stepan reading Tatiana's diary aloud, revealing Kirill's violent actions. Kirill attempted rape, leading to further beating, and Semyon later raped her. Anna, revealing Semyon's translation and baby threat, agrees to trade the diary for Tatiana's family address. Meanwhile, at the restaurant, Nikolai and Kirill handle a truck shipment, potentially deepening Nikolai's involvement. Semyon confronts Kirill about Soyka's death. Nikolai discloses the truth. Semyon acknowledges potential retaliation, but trusts Nikolai to protect Kirill. At a restaurant, Anna, Helen, and Stepan encounter Nikolai, a messenger from Semyon. Stepan, claiming past ties to the KGB, discusses dealing with Semyon. When Nikolai asks for the diary, Anna hands it over, but he refuses to provide Tatiana's address. Outside, Anna confronts Nikolai, demanding the address, but he advises her to forget and stay away. Stepan spits at Nikolai, who hints at retaliation. Nikolai returns to Semyon's restaurant, reads Tatiana's diary, and learns Stepan has read it. Semyon orders Nikolai to kill Stepan. It's revealed Soyka was killed due to rumors about Kirill's sexuality. Semyon burns the diary, soaked in vodka, in Nikolai's presence. At the hospital, Nikolai, after reading the diary, gives Anna Tatiana's family address. He suggests she raise Christine herself, deeming the family's environment unsuitable. The next day, Ekrem goes to the football game. While walking down the street with a mob of fans, he stops in a graveyard to take a leak. Two men approach him, one of whom is Soyka's brother, and slit his throat in broad daylight. Back at the restaurant, Semyon meets with Azim, who tells him that Soyka's brother has killed Ekrem. The brother has decided to spare Azim, but in return, he must give up Kirill, who ordered the hit on Soyka. Semyon is not pleased with this, but tells Azim to inform the brother that he will do as he is told. A little later, Nikolai stalks Stepan to his home and follows him inside, where it's implied that he kills him. That night, Anna confronts Nikolai and Kirill outside the restaurant. Kirill dismisses her, ordering her to stay away, and Nikolai warns her not to dig deeper. Kirill, unfazed by Tatiana's age, goes inside. Nikolai advises Anna to leave and distances himself from her as he enters the restaurant. In the restaurant's kitchen, Semyon separates Kirill and Nikolai, where Nikolai reveals Stepan's death, pleasing Semyon. Later, Nikolai joins Kirill downstairs, and they discuss Semyon offering Nikolai star tattoos, which Kirill claims to have suggested. Vory Zakon members arrive, inspecting Nikolai's tattoos and family history. Nikolai disowns his parents and receives star tattoos on his shoulders and knees. The next day, Azim sets up a meeting at a bathhouse where thugs are made to believe that Nikolai is Kirill, which was Semyon's plan to spare his son. A violent sauna confrontation ensues, with Nikolai overcoming the attackers but sustaining severe injuries. The fight ends with Nikolai brutally defeating one thug and outsmarting another with a fatal stab. A little later at the hospital, Anna sees the extremely wounded Nikolai being carted down the hall. She enters his room and asks him if he knows where Stepan is. If he doesn't turn up soon, she'll get the authorities involved. Nikolai reveals that he was sent by Semyon to kill Stepan, but he didn't. Instead, he sent him to Edinburgh and set him up in a hotel. The police inspector who found Soyka's body arrives at the hospital and privately talks with Nikolai. It's revealed here that Nikolai is really an undercover MI5 agent hired to infiltrate the Vory Zakon. The note he put in Soyka's jacket was a progress report. The inspector says that Scotland Yard and the KGB FSB are not happy with Nikolai's job handling, and when he sees his star tattoos, he is worried that he has perhaps gone too far undercover. Nikolai reassures him that everything's fine and that he can even become head of the Vory Zakon in London. The inspector balks at the idea, but Nikolai tells him that all they have to do is arrest Semyon. When he asks for what charges, Nikolai tells him that the charges will be the rape of the 14-year-old Tatiana. Since she's dead, she can't testify, but they can prove Semyon is the father of the baby through blood tests. While Kirill prepares for a party, he encounters a curious girl and discusses the previous night's events. Observing police outside, Kirill questions Semyon about a blood sample taken. Later, Anna discovers Christine missing, encounters Nikolai, and searches for Kirill. As Kirill contemplates the waterfront with Christine, Nikolai and Anna intervene. Nikolai challenges Kirill to choose between him and Semyon, revealing Semyon's betrayal at the bathhouse. Kirill opts for Nikolai, and they plan to control the family together. Despite Anna's inquiry, Nikolai cryptically explains his motivation, kisses her briefly, and leaves with Kirill to celebrate New Year's Eve. Later, Helen and Stepan prepare lunch, and Anna, now Christine's adoptive mother, plays with the child. Semyon is assumed to be imprisoned for Tatiana's rape. The last scene depicts Nikolai sitting alone in the restaurant, leaving his future uncertain. This was the cult crime thriller Eastern Promises from 2007. I hope you enjoyed this recap, and I look forward to our next encounter. If you want to see more recaps of cult films like this, just subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.